So clearly you can tell we are not in the van because we decided to list it for sale. My name is Megan and I typically travel full-time with my partner Matt in our self-converted van. Hi Megan. 2 years ago, Matt quit his job and spent 6 months building out our future home on wheels. And for the next year and a half, we have explored the US, Canada, and drove all the way up to Alaska with this van. It was a difficult decision to decide to sell it, but it's kind of been a long time coming. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, we have made it a mission to travel 1 million miles in our lifetime. Up until now, we've been traveling with no real purpose, and the other day we looked at each other and we were like, let's travel 1 million miles. So that's what our YouTube channel is dedicated to. We're not gonna be able to do that all in the van. And that's a challenge that we've put on ourselves, to travel 1 million miles, and we're calling it a mission. My name is Megan and that is Matt. Okay, so when we created this goal, we had to decide, are we gonna keep the van or are we going to sell it? Immediately, we were like, yes, we wanna keep it so that we can come back anytime and take it on road trips and things like that. But we decided, with what we have planned going forward, that our van needs to be driven. It needs to be lived in and it needs to be used. So it makes us sad to think that this van would sit in storage for probably a year not being used, and I don't even want to know what would happen after that thing has been idle for a year. So after months of going back and forth, we decided to list it for sale. On the day I'm filming this video, our van has been listed for sale for 7 days, and just today, we got a contract of intent to buy and a deposit on the van, which means we are so close to getting this thing sold, and I think it's gonna happen by the end of the month. I honestly didn't think it would happen this fast. I thought that we would be hanging around for a little while until this van was sold, but immediately we got so much interest, and it's a week later, and we're so close to selling it. So before I get into the plans for 2023, I just want to give you a little update about what has happened within the last, I would say, month. When we got back in the van after coming back from Tahoe, we decided to do the Highway 1 California road trip. Unfortunately, if you've been paying attention to the news, it's been rainy in California for the past, I would say, a month. It's been actually crazy. While we were on Highway 1, we realized that we were gonna have to skip a lot of places that we wanted to explore because of the weather. And so we decided to book it down to San Diego, grab an Airbnb for a month, and try to sell this van. We thought that having an Airbnb would be the best way for us to just chill. I did look for trusted house sits, but there were no house sits available in this area, and we kind of wanted to be warm. We wanted to be in sunny San Diego. So now let me give you an update of what is going on with us. You're probably wondering, where's Matt? Well, he's over here. Right there. He's right next to me studying for his drone license. If you guys have watched us a while, you might have noticed that we don't use any drone footage. That's because in America, we need to have a commercial drones license to fly a drone and put it on YouTube and monetize it. So since we haven't had that license, we haven't used our drone. So Matt's big project this month is to get that license, and he actually takes his test in about a few days.
I'm working on this drone license. It's called the Part 107, which is part of some FAA laws that if you want to make money off of any kind of drone footage, including stuff on YouTube, you need to have it. So it's something that I've been trying to work on for probably about a year, and I just haven't found the time to really sit down and devote to it. But since we got out of the van, I don't have to worry about any of the day-to-day van stuff, like where to park and all those kind of logistics. I can sit down and focus on it. My test is actually Tuesday, so. We've done the van life for a year and a half, and I'm really excited to start taking our trips international. One-way tickets to Barcelona at the end of March, and it's gonna take a ton of planning because neither one of us has done this kind of thing before.
And we're just gonna live full time overseas. I am so excited. This is something that I've planned for a while. These tickets have been purchased for like 8 months. It's definitely gonna be a huge challenge for us, but we are so excited to continue to travel. One of the big projects that I have while we're in this Airbnb is starting our new travel blog. We definitely have more information to come because we have a lot of decisions to make when it comes to this blog and the newsletter that we're gonna put out, but just know that it's gonna be travel focused, and it's gonna help people who want to travel more do it a lot easier and make traveling feel less overwhelming. After a year and a half of full-time travel, I feel like we've gained a lot of knowledge, and we're gonna only gain more when we're overseas. So we hope that even though we're not gonna be in the van anymore, that you stick around in our channel, because we're gonna be exploring the world, not just North America.
When we set our goal to travel 1 million miles, we knew that we weren't going to do the entire thing in the van. The plan was always to include international travel, flights, boat rides, blimps, bikes, hikes, all of that. So we're going to have a lot more information about the 1 million mile journey in the coming weeks, and we're really excited to share that with you guys.
Getting out of the van is gonna make those miles pile up faster. And the goal isn't to go as fast as possible, but it's just to explore more and further and more deeply and really get to know these places that we are traveling to. So the new goal for 2023 is to spend 1 month in every location and really get to know that area, learn the language, and meet the local people.
It doesn't mean that van life's over forever. In the future, we do plan on having some sort of rig.
There are so many ways to travel, and the point of this channel is to show you every way: train travel, flight travel, van life, road trips, hiking, biking, boating, all of that stuff. So if you are excited, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because the plans we have for this year are gonna be insane.
It's gonna be really awesome, and we're really excited for it.
We love our van, and we're actually so emotional getting rid of it and selling it, but we want it to be used. Like, that's what we love about van life, is that you can just go anywhere. But vans aren't meant to just sit for a whole year. They're really not. And by the time we're back to van life, we don't know if it's gonna be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't know. We just don't know. So it's better to just sell it now so we can get a clean slate and travel without any limits.
I like that, travel without any limits.
So this is what we're doing at the Airbnb. We're selling the van, getting a drone license, starting a travel blog. We are planning our trip to Europe, which will happen in April. The last thing that we're doing here is selling all of our stuff.
We sold just about everything before we moved into the van, and we only brought the bare bones. And now that we're moving into something even smaller, which is going to be suitcases, which we also need to buy, we also are going to be selling all of the extra stuff we're not going to be bringing with us.
And we don't know if we're gonna get a storage unit, if we're gonna drive cross country, but we might do a road trip with all of our stuff just to get it over to the East Coast. We're from Connecticut, if you guys didn't know. And start fresh. This past year and a half has been absolutely incredible. We've gone to the most beautiful places, and van life really allowed us to travel as freely as possible. We had so much freedom in the van, and it's gonna be hard to let that go. But I feel like it's 2023 and it's time to give that gift to somebody else. That freedom of living out on the road, going on hikes, and exploring places you've never explored before. I would recommend that for anybody. To this day, I can't believe that we decided to buy an empty van, build it out, and then just travel in it and live in it full time. I just, like, my mind boggles. And it's crazy that we've been able to do this for the past 2 years. Even through the ups and downs of living basically in a vehicle with your partner, I feel like these last 2 years have been the best years of my life. The next 2 years, I think, are gonna be equally, if not more exciting. So we hope to see you in our next videos, and I'm hoping to keep the train moving. Literally. And I hope you have a great new year. See ya then. Well, what are we gonna do from now until March?